All right, as promised on Sports 225, 20 years later, in 1991, at the Final Four in Indianapolis, you were a National Player of the Year, and I went to you.
I was?
You were. And we were at a
was
function.
that good?
You were then.
Did you hear that low blow? You were then. So what am I now?
Well,
Lee Fines Walk.
So we're at the Final Four, and I said to him, "Are you coming back?" And you said, "Yeah." You said, "I'm having fun," and you said, "I don't know what I would do with the money." You said that to me.
Yeah.
The next year, '92, which is it's 20 years ago, and of course you went. Isn't that? It's just something about 20 years later. Like last year we talked, it was 19 years. That's not as big as 20 years later.
The good thing about that conversation was there was a educational component about that. And after my in college after your sophomore year, that's when you start, taking classes towards your majors. So I was taking the goofy classes my first 2 years. So I knew how to balance a checkbook, but I didn't know a lot about business. So my junior year, I took a lot of business courses, and I got the grasp of what I needed to know before I started that professional journey. And that's why after '92 I left, because I had a grasp of it. They always say experience is the best teacher, but I learned enough to get me going, and then learn through experience, and then come back and finish it off, and then add one more degree. So LSU has been great to me, and shout out to the Shaq Pack, those 12 guys. I wish I knew you guys' names. I wish I had your Facebook address. I love you guys. You guys used to inspire me. You remember those guys?
The Shaq Pack.
The Shaq Pack. I don't know who you guys are, but if you're watching this, I love you. Tell your kids you made me. I appreciate you. But it's fun coming back here. I've been coming back for the first football game the last 20 years, and I do this golf tournament every year. It's nice to see you. There's an old saying that you can never forget where you come from. I had dreams as a youngster of being a great basketball player, but here at LSU was where those dreams came true.
You played basketball for about 30 years, right? You started playing maybe when you were 10, 11, in that range? Yeah. How's it feel after last year not to be a basketball player for the first time?
It feels good, and I don't do anything. I'm retired. I'm good looking. I'm sexy. I have good health. I feel good, and it's just, I'm like a kid at the candy store.
Wait.
I wake up. I don't do anything. I look at the emails, check out the businesses, because what I learned in business, great Eisenhower said, the greatest leaders are the ones smart enough to hire people smarter than them. So I'm in the 24-hour fitness business. I'm not going to be in 24-hour fitness all day. So what do? Hire somebody that's smarter than me, that's more educated than me, and somebody that's in that business. And then me being the good people person I am, I just manage him. So I do all my work on my iPhone, and I just sit and relax, and when I see a problem, I take care of the problem, but other than that, I'm just sitting back, having a great time.
24-hour fitness, 5 guys. What are some of the other ones?
Car washes, the Shaq shoe line. I got a jewelry line out there. Did a deal with Buick, with Oreos.
The Buick commercial is pretty darn funny.
Thank you. Directed by me. Thank you very much.
Serious?
Yes, I went to film school too.
The part where he points to the camera,
Yes.
That is pretty funny.
Thank you.
I have a hard time just talking to you without laughing.
See this guy, he laughs at me.
So
after all these years, he still laughs. Boy.
No. Here's the thing. I'm still driving the same car from those 20 years ago. My 1991 Isuzu Trooper that you used to give me a hard time.
But you know what? That's called a hoop dog now. All you gotta do is throw some rims on that thing, and that thing gonna be all right. That's Ebonics for people who don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Rims on that thing mean rims on his vehicle, and then that vehicle will be looking nice. Okay.
I remember a friend of mine telling me he had to go somewhere with him when he was in college, and he said that after like a 20-minute ride across Baton Rouge, there was blood coming out of his ears because of how loud you played your music.
Yes, I like the boom, boom,
you still?
boom. Yeah, some of my cars. I just bought me a Dodge Ram yesterday in Baton Rouge, and
Did you?
I didn't put the boom boom in it, but it's coming. It's coming.
You would have thought you would at least said, I bought a Buick. You don't even drive a Buick.
Well, I didn't buy the Dodge Ram for myself, so let me finish.
All right.
I do have a Buick. My Buick is outside. Any Buick you see outside, it's mine.
You're watching Sports 225. This is Shaquille O'Neal, who, when I was a sports writer for The Advocate, I was the LSU basketball beat writer. I met him when he was 17 and only 6'11". What'd you top out at? 7'2"? A little shade under?
7'1".
7'1".
7'1".
You remember how skinny you were?
I was very
so you were just and shy? You were shy.
I have a question.
All right.
Where do you feel your business has gone?
Mine?
Yes.
Which part?
The writing part.
Ooh, it's tough. It's the written word is taking a beating all the time. If it weren't, I mean, newspapers are going to be diminishing and diminishing and diminishing, and the internet is taking on a much bigger place. I mean, most of the writing I do is on the web.
Yeah, but I like guys that write with a fair, firm hand. I don't like guys that write articles to make themselves look good.
I'm with you there.
And, you know, one thing about you was always fair. I had a terrible game, said I had a terrible game, and you kept it at that. I don't like guys that try to take it overboard just to make themselves. I don't like that. But it's the time that we live in now, so I just wish there were more guys like you out there.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll tell you one quick Shaq story. All right, I got one. You may not remember this. His freshman year, LSU's playing at Tennessee. And you remember they had those Tuesday night games that was a 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 ESPN start. It was awful. And it would really push deadline bad. You guys won at Tennessee. And I came in the locker room. I've already written most of the game story. I came running in there, and you were sitting on a stool. And I said, and you'd had a big game. And I said, I asked you some question. And you said, uh-huh. And I looked at him, and I kind of hit him in the shoulder, and I went, God damn it, Shaq, I need more than uh-huh. And he looked at me, and he went, you gave me like the greatest answer. And I remember going, thank you. We did a high five. I ran out. That was a big moment for us.
It was very big because you figured out my secret. So I've always gave guys the sham method. Like if you say something that sounds good, it's gonna make me look good, it's gonna make your article good, write it. That's
This guy, we used to be in a group, we'd be in a group and we'd all be holding up the tape recorders talking to him. And a lot of guys wrote, but I didn't because I just held up the tape recorder. So somebody would ask a stupid question and he would just look at me and go. Or he would reach down and put the back of his hand to somebody's forehead like they had a fever when they asked a stupid question.
Crazy questions.
Let's take a break, come back, we'll talk a little TNT and some other stuff.
All right.
All right, he's Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Lee Feinswag. It's Sports 225.